What is the world's greatest unsolved mystery? The Indus script, also known as the Harappan script, produced by the Indus Valley Civilization. It was a huge civilization in northern India and Pakistan around 3300 to 1300 BC. It spanned more area than any other civilization at the time. Despite many attempts, the script has not yet been deciphered, but efforts are ongoing. More interested in why there's so many deleted posts in here, did they out information that wasn't meant to be sent? The brain. The organ that can understand the universe and manipulate it using advanced technology that was devised based on the understanding, but struggles to figure out how the brain actually functions in real time. We know some things like functions of certain areas and how its failure changes the way we experience life, but we can't explain the collective manifestation of those experiences, the consciousness. Bronze Age collapse. The Strasbourg dancing plague in 1518. https://en.m.wikipedia.org/wiki/dancing_plague_of_1518. 500 people danced for weeks until they died, and there is simply no explanation. Satoshi Nakamoto. Regardless of what you think about Bitcoin, this person/people invented and implemented it, holds a stash worth billions, and then just disappeared. None of their Bitcoin has moved since, and we would know the moment it does. We know which coins in the blockchain are theirs, and it's watched like a hawk. It's like something out of a movie, but it's 100% real. The current value of his stash is approximate $42 billion. Where is Genghis Khan buried? The Vila Incident. September 1979. An American Vila Hotel spy satellite detects the distinct double flash of a nuclear detonation in the southern Indian Ocean. Total middle of nowhere. Unlike every other nuclear detonation in history, no nation claims responsibility. According to declassified documents, the CIA suspected it was a collaboration between Israel and South Africa. A captured KGB spy claimed the Soviets thought the same thing. How believable that is depends on how much you trust captured KGB spies. South Africa did have a nuclear weapons program that they eventually abandoned. Supposedly they never set one off. Israel has nukes, this is an open secret. Who did it? Was there a nuclear detonation at all, or did the spy-sat report a false positive? What exactly was the wow signal? Aside from the big, existential questions, I'd like to know the whole story of D.B. Cooper. I love me all things Voynich manuscript. Hinterkaifeck murders, 1922 Germany, as far as unsolved crimes go. How many seasons of The Curse of Oak Island will it take? Where Shelley Miscavige is, no one knows. Alcatraz escape, did they survive? Would be pretty cool to know who Jack the Ripper was, or who killed the Black Dahlia, or whether the guy writing letters to the police as the Zodiac Killer was actually the one committing the murders. I'm putting my money on ancient aliens being the answer to all three. Luca last universal common ancestor. Why hot dogs are sold in packs of 12 and hot dog buns in packs of 8. One I'm always fascinated with is I believe in the mid-2000s a student at Ohio State mysteriously disappeared, and to this day they have no idea what happened to him. Basically he went out to a popular bar with friends, the security camera sees him walking into the bar, and this is the only entrance/exit as the bar is in a larger building, but it never sees him leave the bar at the end of the night. His name was Brian Schaefer. It's an interesting story/mystery to take a look at. Where consciousness comes from. What Jesus was doing in the middle of his life. Who was so vain that thought that song was about them and was correct. The Indus Valley Civilization and their script. Why those get the real deal on fentanyl things look more like ads selling fentanyl than somewhere to go for information. Malaysia Airline Flight MH370. What really happened to the Neanderthals and Denisovans? Lots of interesting theories. I like to imagine another universe where there are still many species of humans. I know it's my own question, but I really want to know if George Mallory was the first person to summit Everest. The true identity of Master Fard Muhammad. I think this post has created several new enthralling unknown mysteries with all these removed comments. Who killed Epstein and all the people involved in his debauchery? Why the USB cable is always upside down the first time you try to plug it in? Not the world's greatest perhaps, but I'd really like to know who shot Swedish Prime Minister Olof Palme in 1984. Not necessarily the greatest mystery, but I would like to know the motivations of the Vegas shooter. Alice, who the fuck is Alice? Not the biggest obviously, but who killed JonBenet Ramsey? There's a theory that her brother accidentally killed her, and the parents covered it up. What happens after death, or exactly what Willis was talking about? Tylenol killer who poisoned some random people. Polynesian expansion. Moana is based on this mystery. Humans spread from Taiwan to Hawaii and every spit of land in between via dead reckoning, then all of us a sudden these separate societies that had no means of communicating just stopped for 1,000 years and then started back up at the same time. We have no idea why they ever sailed over the horizon with no plan, or why they stopped exploring in unison for so long. Or why they restarted at the same time. What happened to Madeleine McCann? Right now I'd say the amount of removed I'm seeing in this thread